All right, what's happening, homies? So, normally I would spend this time talking about the show and all that, right? And what's happening on the show, but it's pretty much the same thing that's been happening the past couple weeks. So, we're not going to really do that today. I think I made a mistake. All right, let me explain. When I was in high school, I had a jean jacket vest. I wore it everywhere. I was a punk, so I liked my jean jacket vest. It had a Wu-Tang Clan patch on it, of course. And it also had an Exploited patch on it that said, "Fuck the USA." That part of the vest was actually gifted to me, and then I put the Wu-Tang patch on it. What up, Alex? How you doing out there, bud? Anyway, I really liked it. So I bought another one. Now, I was 16 when I used to wear that one. I'm now 32. And it gets here, and I'm excited, right? And I put it on, and I look in the mirror, and I'm like, oh, no. We're too old for this look. So I guess what I'm saying is that was my midlife crisis, was buying a jean jacket vest. I guess it's better than fucking the nanny, right? Okay, let's start the show. Welcome to this episode of Stone Sports. I am your host, Bert. With me, as always, I have my co-host, Dubs. Say what up, Dubs.
What up, Dozier?
And Meech. What's going on, Meech?
What up?
Okay, so actually, you know what? I'm going to say that we're starting off on a strong note. I was going to ask you a question, but I'll save it for a later episode. What got any nonsense to start the show off today, Dubs?
Besides the nonsense you just spewed, yeah. University of Michigan closed their library due to finding 3 poisonous spiders in the basement.
What kind of poisonous spiders? I'm going to Google it, see if I can find it. Do you know?
Mediterranean recluse.
Oh,
ew, dude.
Recluse.
Yeah, recluses are nasty.
Yeah, so
they're
found a bunch of
also
those in the
super
basement.
like unassuming, aren't they? Like, don't they look like your average fucking spider?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're fucking nasty.
It's like
bro.
Black Widows. You're like, oh, that's a fucking Black Widow.
Yeah, it's very distinctive for sure.
Right.
Fuck spiders.
I remember like back when I was in high school. Hold on, I'm gonna be touching my mic here for a second. Oh, maybe I did it properly and you can't hear it. I remember back in high school, like some guy like let one bite him on purpose. This was back in the days of MySpace. So taking it way back. And he would post like updates every like few days on MySpace of like the bite and everything. And what it turned into like a couple weeks in was honestly one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen.
Well, it just like eats the skin around
it,
right? So
and it turns into like
virus.
Yeah, it looks like I don't know if you've ever seen like pictures of like what happens when you get the Black Plague.
For it.
There's
gangrene.
No, not like for the spider bite. I mean,
I don't know. I know like with the bubonic plague is called the bubonic plague because they call them like booballs, like the like little
booba,
like the like little like cysts
little
that like
bubbles
pops up
of
on
pus.
you. Yeah, they're fucking disgusting, dude.
My high school history teacher fucking had a whole thing about those, and he'd be like, yeah, it was just a bubble of pus on people's skins. It was so nasty, and like he like went into detail. Like,
yeah, I had to do a project on it.
Bathroom.
I had to do a project on it for biology, and I found one picture, because the skin turns black. And I found, before it does all that, and I found one picture of a guy who had like a black ring around his lips. And I was just like, what the fuck is that guy doing? Like whose ass is that dude eating?
Oh, those spiders. Okay, I was like, what? This, hello?
Fucking
hello?
3 minutes in, we're talking about plague.
Stone Sports podcast?
And welcome to Stone Sports.
Yeah.
Next up, I had a family dug a hole in their backyard. They're doing some gardening. They're going to plant a tree. Happy little family planting a tree. Dig up a hole. There's a duffel bag full of guns.
Oh, I saw that. I saw the guns too, and I was like, damn, somebody was strapped.
Bro, there's like 2 giant-ass rifles, couple of handguns.
Yeah, there was like a shitload of handguns.
Yeah, bro, they were, yeah.
It was probably just like a doomsday prepper or something.
They handed them over to the police. They said they're going to investigate if they were used to commit any crimes. That's a quote. And the people I was reading, they lived there for 4 years. That they were very alarmed that they found guns in their yard, and it had just been rented out to a bunch of different people like before that.
I wonder if the house was old. Because, like, when you move into old houses and shit, like, you can find some weird shit. Like, I had some homies move into a 100-year-old house, and throughout the, like, 2 years they lived there, they would find all these weird notes, like, hidden in random places, like,
That's fucking horrifying.
like under shelves, like really weird. Yeah, like, and I read the notes and they were like,
I would not be sleeping.
yeah, dude, like they were almost like
Not enough pot in the world to put me to sleep.
it wasn't quite
That
like
shit going on.
like a suicide note, but it was like really weird. And then like one of my homies in one of the rooms like ripped a carpet up and found like
Was it shag?
No, it was like just stained and shitty. Yeah, and he found a message like "help me" basically like carved into the floorboard.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Right? And I was just like, I mean, you got to get out. Like you got,
you gotta
you gotta
move.
leave. Like you should probably go see an exorcist after
I remember
you move out.
I was helping one of my friends. His dad has just bought a new house, and they were like ripping it apart to redo it. And I was working there in the summer, making some extra money, and we ripped part of the wall down in one part, and there was just a door behind where the wall was, and we were like, "Oh my god, that's horrifying!" And then we opened it, and it just went to like a little tiny room underneath the stairs, and there was just one shoe in there.
Oh, dude, you just sparked. All right, last one I got. I moved into a house that was built probably sometime in the 50s. This is a weird story. I'm not saying I necessarily believe in ghosts, but this is a weird story, okay? And it was owned by a guy who like was senile and like fucking crazy, and he had to go be put in a home. So the owner of the house was like, I'll let you guys rent this house mega cheap if you just clean it. Because he had like 50,000 bird cages like all over the house. We had to clean up all this like bird shit. It was fucking nutty. But I literally was paying like $200 a month to live there. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'll do this, whatever. So we clean out the whole house, and I decide I'm going to go up in the attic and make sure the attic is cleaned out. So I go up in the attic, and there's like a 1950s kind of like, I think it was a Marines uniform, but it could have been like a Navy uniform, just not like the sailor's outfit, but you know, like the dress uniforms they have. And the name tag was on the floor. That's all that was in there. And it had a name on it, and I picked up the name tag and walked back downstairs. And right when I did, there was like a boom. And I was like, okay. And I went and like, you know, like set the name tag back down up there, and then came back down, had to do some other shit, went back up, grabbed the name tag again. And as soon as I got down, it was like, boom, boom. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to leave this in here. And I just like put it back on the floor and never went in the attic again for like the entire year that I lived there. It was fucking weird, man. It was fucking
it's like,
weird.
Don't touch my name tag.
Yeah.
You motherfucker.
How are people going to know my fucking name?
And then you put it back, and it was like, okay.
Yeah.
Right, this guy's cool.
We're chill.
And then you took it again, and it was like, hey,
you,
hey, guy.
you.
Put that shit back.
If we don't have name
back.
tags, how will anyone know anyone else's name? It'll be complete chaos.
Absolute chaos. Everyone needs
You
name tags.
fucking communist. That's what he was saying. That's what the ghost was
I
saying.
feel kind of left out of this conversation, but also kind of happy that I'm left out. I've never lived in old houses, and so like, I mean, this one, like the one I live in now, is built in like the 1950s. That is by far the oldest house I've ever lived in. All of the rest of them have been like, you know, newish construction. But I'm kind of happy about that now, you know. Nothing
Absolutely.
weird.
Yeah, absolutely. I like don't want to move into an old house ever again because it's just like, I don't know, it's creepy, man. They're creepy, dude. It's like a darkness. It's like a creepy vibe. Dude. Yeah, I said it like that on
Let's switch
purpose.
up the vibe and get to some fucking baseball.
Yeah, let's do it.
Spring training games started. I saw all the score updates today. It got me real happy, real excited for the season.
Yeah, they did the new test of COVID testing for any new incoming players. Those numbers were also really positive. Out of 900 new,
they were really negative.
They were very good-looking numbers. 900 new incoming players. Only 3 tested positive again. It was a little weird because it was also a 0.3%, which is the same number as reported originally, which I'm like, that's kind of weird. But yeah, But other than that, that's a really good sign. As you noted, spring training started today. A lot of the teams have announced that they will cover those games via their network, which makes sense. They have inventory to fill. If they own their own network, it only makes sense that they would do that. So, and then also the
to
MLB.
build on the COVID numbers.
Yeah.
Red Sox and I saw a bunch of other teams. They're going to allow limited capacity at games this year.
Yeah, I
So-
was watching the Dodgers one today, and there were some people there. I mean, it was very spread out, which is good, and they weren't close to the field really. But yeah, there were people there, and
Still good to see
so,
people back at baseball games. And if, like we've talked about, if any sport is going to be able to do it first, I feel like it's them. It's outdoors. You can spread people out.
Yeah, similar to the NFL,
right?
You know, like they have that advantage where it's a massive stadiums. They're usually double the size of the indoor stadiums,
right?
And they're pretty well. You could socially distance pretty well in there. And then
threw them off.
You can do it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
You can do it.
Threw a wrench in the gears.
It was just to follow up on that. Yeah, they have inventory to fill. So why not use that inventory? Also, the MLB Network has announced that they will piggyback on some of those coverages. Like today, I didn't watch it on Sportsnet LA. I watched it on MLB Network. So like MLB Network is also bringing in some of those live feeds. So it's good to see some of the young prospects coming up that way. Familiarize yourself with your guys' farm systems. I think it's a cool thing. And like you said, it was just good to see baseball taking place again, scores, you know, stuff like that.
Loving it.
And
Angel Hernandez, did you see that?
Oh, so I was gonna bring this up. Already causing some, well, not really. If it was Angel Hernandez, because I was watching a game where basically the same pitch was not called a strike, but it's Angel Hernandez, and anyone who knows his name, yeah, or Joe West, or you know, one of those guys. Anyone who knows a name of an MLB umpire, it's not good.
No,
usually, you know that he usually throws people out very quickly. He got a lot of flack for it though. It was a funny video, and that was also like a baseball's back moment because
broadcasters just like, and Angel Hernandez is in mid-season form. Just body bagged him on TV.
I saw that quote today, and I was like, that is great. The only other couple of things, you guys acquired Bryant. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, not the one I wanted.
Oh, yeah. No, it was Zach Bryant from the Cubs and not Chris Bryant. Bunch of insiders were having fun with that one. A bunch of them were like, oh, they have acquired Bryant. Oh, just kidding.
Zach Bryant. Apparently lifelong Red Sox fan. Been preaching we need pitching, so fuck it, I'll take it. And it was from a trade from last year, so.
Gotcha. Like a player to be named.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like it's not like we had to give anything up now. So whatever, I'll take a pitcher.
Yeah, for sure. The Royals re-signed Hunter Dozier.
I was going to talk about this.
Were you?
Yeah, well, I was going to talk to you about it.
Oh, okay.
The fucking 4 years, 25 mil for a guy that didn't even hit 230 last year.
Well, I don't know about that one. I think it's actually a really good contract because if you've played fantasy baseball in the last 3 to 4 years, Hunter Dozier is a solid player. He is older. He got that late start, I think.
Yeah.
With incentives, that can actually go up to $49 million, but that's a really relatively tame contract, honestly.
He had a
solid third base. I don't know where he ranks exactly in third baseman, but it's probably not. It's probably
There's
like
a lot of good third basemen. I would put him middle of the pack, but he had a career year before the shortened season, so I'm thinking they probably saw him come into camp and he looked like he was in that form, not last season's form, and they're like, fuck it, let's get this deal done.
Yeah, and we've talked about it before, too. A lot of people's numbers were down last year. I mean, a lot of people's numbers were down last year.
JD Martinez had a horrible season last year.
JD Martinez, Bellinger didn't have a great year. I mean, there was much Arenado was the worst year of his career. There was a lot of people that had really down years last year, and we talked about it before. I mean, I think we've all heard they couldn't use they usually have iPads in the dugout that can only go to the past pitching, basically, so they can only watch videos of their last at bat, essentially.
Right.
They didn't have those in the dugout last year. They couldn't really dedicate more time to reviewing stuff. They talked about it last year. I know the Dodgers are one of the really analytic-based clubs or like review-based clubs as far as that goes, and I don't know if that's for all people or not. I just pay attention to the Dodgers, so I know that they're heavily into it. But like Turner was saying that it threw a bunch of people off because they couldn't prep the way they usually did last year. So a lot of people's numbers were down, in all fairness, to Hunter Dozier. He was a solid fantasy player. Like you said, the year before that, he had his breakout year, basically.
For sure.
The only other baseball news I found, Brian Snitker was extended with 2-year deal and a third option, which will keep him as the Braves skipper through 2023.
Oh, dude, I was like, who the fuck are you talking about?
It's the Braves skipper, which
Gotcha.
Once you hear the Braves skipper, you're like, okay, that makes sense.
Right.
Kind of just an unassuming older guy who kind of got his shot late. I mean, he was a minor league manager. I don't believe he ever had big league experience, but he has turned out to be a great manager. As we said, they're a great young team. Part of that is Snitker, because before he came, Freddie Gonzalez took the torch from Bobby Cox, and we all saw how that kind of went. Yeah, it didn't go well. And then they replaced him like a year or two into it with Snitker with the same exact team, got better results. Always has his guys' backs. It seems like they're in kind of a feud every year with the Phillies or whoever, and he's very
they get chippy.
His players
get chippy.
So yeah, no, I thought that was a good thing to see. Also, it's a good example of the difference you see, like coaches or managers in baseball versus other sports. They don't necessarily install a system. Some run more than others.
They change the culture,
others, but it's really more about the culture and really just managing your players. I mean, being
making
positive,
those decisions
making them
when
feel
it comes
good.
down to it.
Right, and knowing that there's a reason for those decisions. Even a lot of like Heat Kevin Cash took last offseason for managing. Most of his players understood why he was doing it.
Right.
So interesting that they did that. And like we talked about, they are one of the most dangerous teams. He's a good manager. It's good to see that extension come through the pipeline.
The only thing I had for baseball after that was there's a video of the Reds catching coach dressed in American Gladiator gear with the fucking music playing as he's doing a bunch of unconventional drills with his catcher. Basically, they asked a bunch of people around the team. They're like, yeah, it's good. Changing things up. Good to lighten the mood. Shit like that. It was just funny watching him get all hyped up in the fucking gear.
God, I forgot about American Gladiators.
Yeah, because who didn't watch that like 12 a.m. on TNT or whatever the fuck it was?
God, I forgot. It was like, it would come on after Roller Jam, which came on after the monster trucks. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What up, Meech?
Roller Jam was my shit for a while.
Same, bro. Those 90s kids got to hit that Roller Jam. Oh, man.
Absolutely.
I wish they still did Roller Jam. Like, it was like the pinnacle of trash TV. It was so bad in like the best way. Oh man,
that's like the hungover TV. You're just laying in bed the next day.
Yeah, like I'm gonna like start a White House petition to bring back Roller Jam. Let's go, bring it back. Come on, Joe, help me out.
I think he has other things.
Stone Sports is the sponsor.
Hell yeah, I'll commentate, dude. Fuck it.
I'll get on commentary.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Let's fucking go.
It would be like the commentators for dodgeball.
Yeah, Pepper. Yeah, Cotton.
Yeah, he won't be able to see very well.
Bold strategy.
No, that's not what it would be like at all.
Pays off for him.
It's not what it would be like at all. Somebody would lay an elbow and one of us would go, "Oh, Maron!" That's how it would go.
With the elbow. Big Bertha comes around the corner. She is the enforcer for this team. It has been well documented. You stay away from those sharp elbows.
Oh, that one put a little yimmy in his yaffa.
The elbow.
Oh, okay.
That needs to happen. I feel like
it definitely needs to happen. Maybe we should just like pull up some old Roller Jam footage and just commentate and throw it on YouTube.
It.
Yeah,
They
Let's do it on
brought
Twitch.
BattleBots back, bro.
Yeah, come
BattleBots
on.
is on again.
BattleBots is cool, but that shit is weak sauce compared to Roller Jam. Let's go. Roller Jam. I'm
watch
behind
your
it.
mouth.
Bro, we
Roller
should
Jam
do it.
2022.
Let's not hate on bringing all of these things back. What's wrong with bringing them
Nope,
all back?
you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right, man. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah. What were
Let's
you gonna
just
say?
bring
Dubs?
back 90s trash TV.
Hell yeah.
Let's
No,
bring back
we'll just-
90s everything, please.
We'll just
because
set up
yeah.
fucking. We'll set up a roller derby, roller jam, whatever the fuck it was. We'll set up an old match. We'll all get to the same time and we'll just play it, and commentate over it. And
Hell yeah.
fucking stream it.
Hell yeah, it'll be fucking beautiful. We're doing that. Fucking, we'll bring everything back from the 90s but Creed. How about that? I think that's a fair compromise.
Hey, man. They need us more than anything, man.
Well, Daft Punk's dead.
Yeah.
Oh!
I know they are. That's super sad. Let's carry on.
I was gonna bring that up on the last one, and then you put it in the fucking intro, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I forgot to bash him.
R.I.P. to one of the great artists of our time. Let's do some basketball, Dubs. Hit me.
All right, so this season has been absolutely fucking ridiculous. There's a lot of crazy shit going on. I'm gonna list some of it. Top 5 teams in offensive rating right now would be the top 5 offensive ratings of all time by any team if the season ended today. It just shows the offensive clip that everyone's hitting at. Also, it'd be a
And the
record
lack of
35.
defense.
That too. Also, a record 35 people are averaging 20 plus points per game right now. The
That's good
Knicks,
because that many people are getting paid like they're averaging that amount of points. So they need to step up their
That's a
game.
good call.
Like,
Good call.
Some of those paychecks, you're like, wait, how much money did they make in their career?
Yeah, I feel like I had a couple conversations the last couple weeks about players, and I said how much people were making. They're like, "Wait, what?" Or vice versa.
Yeah,
Somebody
John
said how much they're
John
making, and
Wall
I'm like,
makes
"Wait, what?"
$40 million a year. What?
I mean,
Excuse
Blake
me?
Griffin makes $40 million a year.
Oh my god.
Crazy. The Knicks also crazy. They're in 5th place right now in the East. Julius
Wow.
Randle has had a career year. He got named to the All-Star team. We talked about that. The rookies have been good, specifically Emmanuel Quickly. Knicks are playing well. Tibbs has got that team rolling. Meech, I know you're a big Tibbs guy.
I'm a huge Tibbs guy. I thought he got screwed over in Minnesota. He tried to bring in Jimmy Butler to make those kids play a little bit harder. That didn't work out very
Did
well.
not work out.
It was good to see him go somewhere that you knew he'd have a chance.
And Sam Hinkie was like, let me grab Jimmy Butler for Philly to make these kids play harder. And that didn't work.
Yeah.
And then Eric Spoelstra was like, let me do that. And then it finally worked. 3rd time's the charm.
Well, I mean, let's just say this. If you're Pat Riley and you're drafting players, you have to know what kind of player you're drafting, right? Because you're Pat Riles, a great executive. You know what type of player you're bringing in, and you know how he would fit with them. And why he got ousted was exactly why he got brought in Miami.
Yep.
So it's kind of funny. It just your team makeup is very heavily dependent on that. I mean, just like we saw with Dwight Howard and Kobe Bryant with the Lakers, he just wasn't cut out for Kobe, dude. Kobe was way too intense for him. So, yeah.
Love it. I forgot to mention the 5 teams that are in the top 5 for offensive rating. That would be the Nets, the Bucks, the Jazz, the Clippers, and the Nuggets in that order. Nets, despite not having KD and Kyrie all the time, they've got James Harden from that trade. He's been their most consistent piece. We thought that trade was going to fuck them. Still could in the long run, but right now Brooklyn is clicking.
It will in the long run, but if they get a
I agree.
championship out of it, then it works. I mean, but yeah, we knew that it was a volatile mix. I still thought he would be fine. He has played with KD in his past before and looked fine when he's done that. It was
Kyrie was the one I was worried about.
But Kyrie, and we've seen that he is inconsistent. The big thing that trade did for them was get them 2 stars on the floor at all times. Generally, I mean, there wasn't yesterday, but before that, I think they're like 15-3 when all 3 of them play, or some ridiculous number. So when all 3 are there, it's a win basically. But even when 2 are there, they play really well.
Yeah, they're playing better than I thought they'd be. But anyway, another team that is playing better lately, the Washington Wizards. They have won 7 of their last 8. Did we do that? Start talking about Bradley Beal a couple times. All of a sudden, the Wizards turn it around.
I mean, Russ can play too. So like,
Might need to take credit for that.
In all fairness, like, so we see it with the Nets too, and I'll bring this back up again. But so Harden has also changed the way he plays, which is important to realize.
Yeah,
He has changed the way he plays. And I said he would, and they would be successful. But if he didn't, they would not be successful. Russ was dishing yesterday. I mean, he has the most triple doubles by like 20 or 30 in the league right now than anyone ever. But he does appear to be working very well with Bradley Beal there in Washington for sure. And now that both of them have been healthy for a decent amount of time. I mean, that was the problem initially.
They've been plagued by injury.
Right. It seemed like they were never on the court at the same time. But it's pretty fun when they are.
Wizards starting to click. Another team in that division that's starting to click is the Heat. We talked about them a minute ago with Jimmy Butler. They have won 4 straight. They're starting to roll a little bit.
Yeah,
and we beat the Lakers in one of those a couple weeks ago. They've had a couple good showings. Jimmy Butler's playing well. Hero's playing well. They're clicking.
Yeah, and we were talking about them at the beginning, how they got off to such a slow start, and we all kind of acknowledged that they had people out. I mean, they had been hit by COVID stuff, and then I mean, Jimmy Butler was out, Dragic was out for a while, and then Hero was out. So they're finally back together as well. So that you see that coming back too. They are a good team.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the Heat. I haven't been, like you said. We're like, hold on, cool it. They're not bad. They take a breather. Yeah. But Bulls Raptors postponed. The Bulls and the Nuggets both had somebody go into the health protocol, so keep an eye on that. Both teams, I believe, have 3 games until the All-Star break. So I'm curious if they're just gonna cancel all 3 of those or what. But Domantas Sabonis replaces KD in the All-Star game. Durant is out. Jason Tatum will slide into the starting spot there. So Sabonis replaces Durant, and Booker replaced Anthony Davis in the West. So 2 people getting into the All-Star game that weren't originally.
Yeah.
LaMarcus Aldridge is the newest name added to the rumor mill. The Spurs have 4 unrestricted free agents out of their most veteran players: LaMarcus Aldridge, DeMar DeRozan, Patty Mills, and Rudy Gay. All UFAs at the end of the year. I would expect all but one to probably be gone by the start of next season. I think
Patty Mills
first to go. No, I think DeRozan stays.
I'm pretty sure Patty Mills is gonna stay too.
He loves Patty Mills, but
yeah, he loves him, and he's been a free agent before. They picked him back up. They love Patty Mills.
He left and they traded for him.
Oh, is that what it was? They're like, no, you're coming back. Get over here.
Get over here. Popovich Scorpion badass.
Little Scorpion action from the Spurs.
Love it. But yeah, I like Aldridge. He's been banged up. He's not what he used to be, but he can still be a piece on a contender for sure.
For sure.
Spurs have Jakob Poeltl, who's been great since he started starting there, and they should probably look to move on from Aldridge. Last thing I have for NBA, Meech, why don't you go ahead and explain to me and everyone else how you've been making money this week on NBA Top Shot?
I won't get into
fucking
it. Fucking
degenerate.
It's
bro, I'm about to get in on this too, dude. He ain't no goddamn degenerate. That's a smart businessman.
Yeah.
Do you just smell scam though?
A little bit.
I mean, I do, which is why I've sold all of my cards. But you know, it's not, and I'm trying to cash out as soon as really possible, honestly. But you know, it's a weird thing. The NBA is usually on top of movements. They nailed this one right on the head. They saw how popular trading cards have become in all facets, and then basically released digital trading cards, or basically digital highlights that are basically trading cards, right? And so yeah, they're going for kind of crazy amounts. But yeah, it's really, I feel like a 90-year-old man. I don't get it, but
I don't understand.
You know, whatever works. The NBA is always ahead of the curve. They know what's happening, and I don't. So
it's like, I collected this highlight, but can't you just fucking Google the game and watch the highlight?
Right? No, like I wonder if this is like how my parents felt about Pokemon cards and shit. Like, I don't.
Yeah, but even then, you have to look at it. I mean, you weren't paying.
And people are compared to baseball cards. It's like, but it actually has value.
Yeah.
Well, so it's digital content, which is one of the scary things because Supreme Court, not to get all deep on you guys, Supreme Court had already
A little too
declared-
high for this.
Yeah, a little too high and mighty for this. Wait, did you hear stuff? They were talking about Supreme Court decisions the other day on there. Yep, sure is. That's what we bring to the table.
The show sponsored by Yollywood Yulk Yogan is talking about the Supreme Court. Yollywood Yulk Yogan and Yimmy Yaffa.
Bollywood broke broken.
Sorry, we just switch arrange names and make fun of them. Anyway, back to serious stuff. Supreme Court already decided that digital content is not actually yours. So it's interesting that people are willing to pay so much money for cards that really aren't technically theirs. Yes, you're buying it. It is kind of your property, but the Supreme Court ruled that it's not yours. It's not.
What if they just turn off the website and?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's such a great point. But like collecting anything, like there's always a weird side effect of it. Like I collect records and like you'll meet some people who'll be like, yeah, I got this record, and you're like, oh, that sounds cool, and then you'll listen to it and you're like, yo, this is bad. Like, this music is terrible, and you paid $600 for this? Why? Well, because nobody else has it. And it's like, that's whack, bro. Like, you just wasted $600 on a shitty record. Like, it's really collecting things, like, has really weird side effects sometimes, dude.
Yeah. I feel like part of it is just people are home right now. A lot more people are home. We've seen it with a lot of kind of movements lately. So, there was the To the Moon movement, AMC, GameStop stuff. And then there was, now there's this. So there's just a lot of things I feel like people are getting into. I said, I feel like a 90-year-old man whenever I talk about it. But, it is what it is. It's the NBA has decided it's the future. And so there we go.
Yeah, we shall go along with it. All right, so you want to talk some hockey?
Bruins beat the Rangers today.
Yeah. He's gonna get in early.
How'd that work out the other night?
Let's talk about the other night though.
I didn't watch that game. I was inebriated.
Oh yeah, of course. Conveniently, when they got pants
funny.
Beat off them.
Whenever Double just doesn't want to acknowledge something, we saw last week with my Dodgers. When it came time for his NL West prediction, he said,
I just didn't have it in my notes.
Right. This is sounding a lot like that Watergate tape where 15 minutes were just missing from the tape.
Technology's crazy.
I mean, dude, we've both said it before. Like, this rivalry is shaping up to be great. One thing I do want to talk to you about, Dubs, though, in watching the Bruins more as of the past couple weeks, just because I'm bored and working
really
and
good.
just need to watch hockey. You have a problem, though.
Really good.
You have a problem. Your top line is the only thing that's really good. Your top line for forwards is the only thing that's really good. If your top line doesn't score
for a couple years,
now. Right. But if your top line doesn't score, like literally nobody else does anything.
Nope.
Like
we bring in one minor named winger every single offseason that gets like 12 goals.
Yeah,
and he's gone.
But like the question I really wanted to ask you is like, what's up with that? Like, what? I mean, they're the Boston. It's not like they're fucking Buffalo. They're the Boston Bruins. They're an original six team that, like, I'm sure a lot of people want to play for. But thinking about this while I'm speaking this question to you, I look at all the players I've seen them give up, like prospects. Like Adam Fox was a Bruin. He was signed to Boston, and you gave him to us. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. There's a couple other people. Although you got someone on your team, bro.
We just let fucking Torrey Krug walk for nothing. We let Dougie Hamilton go.
Yeah, like what's up with that?
Don't want to pay people.
Yeah, I
don't understand it. They'd rather spend fucking $4 million a year on Craig Smith than spend the extra $2 million to get Torrey Krug. Like,
but you got someone on your team, bro, who's a legend. You got John Moore on your team, bro.
Not a Bruins legend. Every time that guy's on the ice, bad things happen.
I know. I have a soft place in my heart. I like the depth guys.
That guy can go fuck himself.
I like the depth guys.
Another attractive thing for potential Bruins attracting free, they play in the Garden. So
we're not getting into
this. Did you see Nick Ritchie beat the shit out of Brandon Lemieux?
He didn't beat the shit out of him at all. Nobody landed any punches in that fight. I was like, this is the dumbest fight ever. Like, get this shit out of here. But yeah, like we were saying, like we both said that rivalry is going to be dope over the next few years. So I'm excited for that. I guess we can get to the Jordan Bennington hilarity that happened.
All right. So guy gives up 4 goals, gets pulled. He fucking skates over to the Sharks bench, starts talking shit, pushes one guy, skates towards center ice, cross-checks another guy, and then he skates to the goal and confronts Devin Dubnyk, who's...
Wait, though. Before he does that, he, like fake punches Carlson, and Carlson, like, tries to duck it. He, fucks with him a little bit, like, on the way to Dubnyk.
The bench and 3 other people on the way to the goalie. Devin Dubnyk says, see, I don't know why he's going around fake punching people. He's 165 pounds. I told him to get the fuck off the ice. And then Bennington goes at him. They have a scrum. Vander Kane scored 2 goals on Bennington, and after he was asked about it, he says, seems like he was doing a lot of talking for no reason. It's too bad I wasn't on the ice for that. They all know Vander Kane doesn't fuck around.
No, he does
but
not.
Out of all the people that should talk about big talking and not really much production, it's him.
I like Vander Kane.
I like him too.
I mean,
but
I
that
like
is
him.
true.
I just,
like the numbers don't lie.
He's often involved in issues that keep him off the ice, and therefore,
that's true.
Yeah,
as good as he is, he just does. He should be better.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of scraps, we'll call them scraps. Did you see the scrap between Tom Wilson and fucking was it Malkin? I think it was Malkin. I think it was yesterday. So Tom Wilson of Caps fame, notoriously dirty player,
notorious dickhead,
fucking
player.
Asshole, like
dirtiest player
hate that
since
dude.
Matt Cook.
If I was a Caps fan, I would not want that dude on my team. Fucking takes a run at Penn's forward. I think his name was Jankowski or something like that. And I mean, it's not like after the whistle or anything, but if you watch the hit, it's dirty as fuck because the forward lets go of the puck. The puck is it's in the neutral zone. You lets go of the puck. It's in the offensive circle, and then Wilson just clobbers him. And it's like, dude, you did that shit on fucking purpose. So apparently Malkin goes after him, and they had words. They had a conversation in which the words "fuck you" were used by both sides multiple times, apparently. So that's I like Malkin, dude. I've always liked Malkin. I liked him since the first story I ever heard about him was when Crosby first came to the Pens, and he was always the last one to walk out the tunnel, and Malkin and him were just waiting there, and he was like, I'm always the last one to walk out, and Malkin apparently looked at him, it was like 3 years Russian Super League, you walk first, and it's like, fuck yeah, Malkin's the man.
That's savage.
yeah,
Malkin is great.
Yeah, man, he is pretty awesome. And then, I got a few other things I'd like to talk about. Actually, really just 2. Olmark for the Sabres, their goalie has been injured. He will be out for a month. If you watch the play, he definitely did something to his knee. So that's not good, and that is not good for the Sabres because they're trying to claw their way back into any sort of season, and he's one of the only things really keeping them in the game. Most nights,
it is
and
great if you're
gone.
betting against them though, because
right.
the Flyers won me some money yesterday. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
Oilers?
No, I did not bet on them when they lost. See, they know. They know.
Well, they got
They
fucking
know that
blanked by the Maple Leafs.
That's what I'm saying. That's why when I bet on them, they don't lose. Okay, and that's what I'm saying. They help me when I bet on them, and when I don't, they're not my team. I don't care about them. But yeah, I mean, I don't get fucked when I bet with them. If I like the odds, I bet.
And the only other
Every other
goalie
team
thing
fucks
is,
you.
sorry, Meech. The only other goalie thing is that Henrik Lundqvist has had his open heart surgery and has said that he will not make a decision right now on whether or not he's going to play in the NHL in the future. My personal opinion is the cat should just...
Yeah, done, dude.
Yeah,
You
just
had
chill,
open
bro.
heart surgery. Fuck that.
You're a gorgeous
He
man.
was already taking. Did
just
you see
chill.
the video?
Yeah, I did.
He's already back on the ice taking shots.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
bro,
a
what
fucking,
the
he's a
fuck?
he's a fucking legend, man. Like he's one of those guys. But I don't know. I just want the guy to have the healthiest life possible and be around for his kids and shit.
He's already I don't know.
Yeah.
Just fucking retire.
He's
man.
made a
Yeah.
ton of money, and but you want to play,
Yeah.
Like, and that's I mean that, and we're seeing that with Drew Brees right now. He was supposed to retire. He has now issued a video of him working out, and you're like,
God fucking damn it, man.
yeah,
Retire.
dude. And respected insiders have said he will retire. The Glazer and Rappaport both said he is retiring.
Yeah.
And he's just dragging this shit out.
It's like Rick
They've
Nash,
already
dude. It's like
they've
Rick
already
Nash had
changed
3
his
concussions.
Cap number.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they've already changed his cap number to $1 million. If he plays next year, it's $1 million.
Oh my God.
Which would
that
be
means-
Yeah.
a bargain.
I didn't even know
Absolutely.
they already changed it.
But does he need
Well, they
that
changed
million?
it kind of as a formality to like restructure deal, and then when he retires, helps them go forward. You know what I mean? So he helped out the team. But yeah, no, it's
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's like
Bizarre.
it's like in situations like this with Lundqvist, like I look at like Rick Nash. Like when we traded Rick Nash to the Bruins for, I think it was Ryan Lindgren. So there's another player you shouldn't have let go that you did. And you know, he wanted to play, and I was like, dude, you've had 3 concussions. Like, one more, and you could be like a fucking vegetable. Like, just retire, bro. Like, you have a family. Like, you know, I don't, you know, it's their life, but I don't know. I just get worried for them because it's just like,
it's the
you
same
know,
thing that makes them great, though, is the thing
Yeah.
that keeps them going.
The
I mean,
compete
in all
level.
honesty, Drew Brees keeps like he was on the DP show. He kept the scouting report that was said about him when he was coming out of the draft as
Right.
motivation. I mean, he had already held the records by then, but it's
Yeah.
the same thing that keeps these players going, that had kept them, that made them be great initially. So
yeah,
it's kind of hard, and I get it.
yeah.
But-
It's. I'm just saying, like, I don't like it when I see fans that are like angry that someone retires due to health reasons. It's like, dude, like, shut the fuck up. Like, your entertainment is less important than their fucking quality of life. Like, so I
Especially,
don't know,
they've
you
already
know?
made their money and they can live comfortably.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
that's why we all work, right? Like, who
Yeah.
doesn't work to live?
If they can retire at fucking 40, good on them.
Right?
yeah.
For sure, for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't really.
Texans
Go ahead. Sorry.
Texans released my boy in other NFL news. Texans released my boy Duke Johnson, which is sad because I am a huge Duke Johnson.
I mean, that's a strong fucking name.
Duke Johnson.
I mean, that
Yeah.
is like
He's
a
Duke
strong
Johnson
fucking name.
Jr. too.
That's like a
course he
Western,
is.
like that's like a Western action hero name. Like that's like
and he
I
went
always,
amazing.
I
He
always
went to the
think-
U.
Yeah, I always have high expectations for him. He never really gets used the way I want him to get used. I thought that in Texas they would do that, and then they brought in his old buddy David Johnson again. So,
Love it.
yeah.
Other Texans news: former Houston Texan Lewis Nicks was found dead at 29 after being reported missing. His car was found in a pond near his apartment on Saturday. So RIP to Lewis Nicks, former Texan
Jesus
and Notre
Christ.
Dame Fighting Irish.
Good Lord.
Thoughts
Yeah,
and
a lot-
prayers.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Texans news. Deshaun apparently met with David Coley, as well as the GM, and told them he is not planning to play. His camp is frustrated by them not even basically listening to calls for them. Apparently, they're not even taking calls for him, and his camp is kind of frustrated, especially given how we've seen the Russ Wilson situation play
And-
out.
But the report came out last week that Deshaun Watson had okayed 3 different teams to go to. Because he has a no trade clause.
Yeah,
He
but
listed more teams that he would
every
go to.
insider says they're literally not even picking up the phone.
It's crazy.
Which that's stupid because you have to do your due diligence. Now, I agree that it's ridiculous that this guy wants to trade 4 months after signing a mega extension. And I get that you can have personal beefs with the owner, whatever. I mean, LeBron did it in Cleveland, but guess what? He signed a 1-year contract. He knew he didn't want to be there for a while. He wanted to give the city a championship and then move away from the owner because he hated him. I mean, so I get it. But at the same time, if you're the Texans organization, the cabinet is bare. You have to rebuild. Now, I'm not saying you should trade him. I'm not saying that you should, but you have to listen to deals that could potentially set up your future of your franchise. If you get 3 1s and a couple starters, that's that's franchise altering at the moment. Now, so is trading away one of the best top 5 quarterbacks in the league who's 25. But if he doesn't
And a
want to play
receiver,
there,
top 5 receiver in the league last year.
well, I mean, they traded away everyone, but just for him in general, like, I know you don't want to move on from him. And he actually had the most production of his career without Hopkins. But
That's true.
I mean, if you could rebuild your franchise with this deal and he doesn't want to be there, you have to listen.
Right.
Just to see if there's an offer that blows your socks off, dude. Like, I don't get it.
I've got an offer that will knock your socks off.
It's like the opposite of the Russell Wilson situation. He made his comments on the Dan Patrick show, and the Seahawks didn't deny it at all.
I heard the asking price starts at 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Sort of denying. I heard a price tag.
That's really interesting.
And that's what it should be. Like, and that's if you are a GM, that's how you should conduct business. Because, I mean, look at just trades like that make your career. I feel like, I mean, Jimmy Johnson laid his path to gold when he traded away what's his face to Minnesota.
You got it.
You can do it. I believe in you. You're old, but you're not broken.
So
come
say
on.
it. Otherwise, it's just gonna be dead air for 10 minutes.
Dubs?
I don't know it either.
The Shit Show, sponsored by Yollywood Yolk Yogan.
Brawlywood Brogan.
Google it.
From the Google what?
Whatever it is we're waiting on. I can't even remember it.
Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker. You ever watch Squidbillies?
Dude, Herschel Walker is still fucking built.
I mean, he looks like he could play tomorrow. He's
a
beast,
fucking monster.
Jimmy Johnson made that trade, built what is known as the triplets, and a great organization in Dallas. They won 3 Super Bowls, all of his doing, by the way. Like, he only has 2 Super Bowls. He really should have 3, but him and Jerry couldn't get along. But I mean, that rebuilt the Herschel Walker trade rebuilt the Cowboys franchise into Super Bowl winning franchise. So you have to listen to crazy deals.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, if you're a GM, you have to be able to pull off the risky moves.
Yeah. Also, Washington Football Club has set up a site for their name change that was scheduled to take place in 2022. We then heard rumors that they might not change the name. I think it was all a ploy to get more people to buy more merchandise. It just makes sense to change your name if you've already changed your name, because you're going to sell the classic gear because people are indignant that they're not going to change that name. You're going to sell the Washington football team gear because people want it. It's new. It's whatever. And then you're going to sell the new franchise gear when it comes out because it's the NFL and people want to be in.
What if they just do a real big fuck you and they just change it from Washington Football Team to Washington Football Club? Like we've been
I think that would be applauded by everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be down as fuck.
But can you imagine people bought the Washington Football Team gear and then they roll out all new shit. It's just one word changed, one letter.
I mean, Washington fans are crazy, bro. So we'll see. I mean,
they're definitely crazy. Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, Mike Kosselnick, son of Packers Hall of Famer tackle. Ron Kosselnick lost his father's Super Bowl II ring at a gas station and is offering $5,000 for it. It's a safe return.
Ugh.
But that's a old ass Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, it is.
Have out and about and lose at a gas station.
Well, I mean, especially most of these players keep them in safes,
right?
You know,
and that's his dad's ring.
They'll wear them maybe if they're like on a broadcast of the Super Bowl and they just want to show off some hardware, but usually they're in their safes.
Yeah, crazy.
Because they're like, 30 G's a pop at least. I mean,
I saw that today and I was like, how do you lose that?
Oh man.
And then he's offered $5,000 for its return. Like, bitch, you find that and sell it on like
right?
Get more than that.
Yeah, although it's pretty easy to track down. I feel like that was sold.
Probably.
It would make headlines.
Probably.
Yeah, that's you can't really. I doubt there's too much of a black.
He's just reading headlines, and it's like Ron Kosselnick's Super Bowl II ring sold on eBay for. He's like, hey,
goddamn second.
I put up $5,000 for that. It sells for like 15. He's like, oh fuck.
Cheap, yeah, just like the Boston Bruins. Oh,
Hey,
Oh,
relax.
Maron.
Let's talk about NFL.com
No.
ranking every team's rookie class. Number 28, Philadelphia Eagles.
I mean, I know. That's
I
the
know.
sad thing. I know. I don't think I've ever said that he's a good GM. He's not.
No, you
He's
haven't.
a horrible GM.
Rub it in a little more. Patriots
Yeah,
13,
I mean,
Chargers 7, Browns 5, Vikings 4, Bengals 3 bucks 2, Colts 1. Colts ranked as the best rookie class by NFL.com. Headlined by Michael Pittman and Jonathan Taylor.
yeah, but there's gonna be drama between Pittman and Wentz, so he might not be that hot of a shot because of the jersey number.
I'm not taking
good
my
for him, by
fucking
the way.
number. Yeah,
Hey,
right?
Wentz has $22 million base salary a year. You should be shoveling out something for that, buddy. I'm not just gonna give it to you. That's for damn sure.
Just
As
like,
well
is
as
he
the
willing to pay?
precedent with any major sport, I feel like if the veteran wants a number, he'll pay for it. Usually,
Not Tom Brady.
Ah,
He told Chris Godwin, I'll win you a fucking championship, and paid off.
yeah, but Chris, I'm sure. First of all, I'm sure he gave Godwin something else. Tom
Oh,
seems like that kind
probably.
of guy.
It's like,
Second
hey,
of all,
you want a truck?
Godwin was like, "You're throwing to me? Yeah, you can have whatever the fuck number you want, bud."
Yeah, you want 12?
14 sounds
You wanna-
great.
You want to live in my guest house? You can live in my guest house.
You guys all set up with the move? You guys need some help?
Yeah, you need help?
You know, I got
That truck you gave me, I'll
yeah,
help you move.
exactly. Yeah, like I believe he gave his Super Bowl
Malcolm
vehicle that
Butler.
he won to Malcolm Butler.
He
So
did.
because that should have been the MVP, but
Should've
whatever.
been, yeah, 100%.
But I mean, he seems like a stand-up guy. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you shouldn't just want it for free. It's well precedented in every sport. Well precedented.
That's all,
in
folks.
every sport. Yeah, right. That veterans pay for the number that they want if they really want it. I mean,
Cam Newton coming back to New England. Those rumors are starting to pick up more steam. I don't fucking want his ass. If we were to draft somebody and bring him back on like the same kind of contract we had him on, fine, whatever. But I don't want to rely on Cam Newton again.
I mean, I don't know that Cam's really all your problem. I feel like he
He's
gets a lot
not,
of hate for
and that's-
all of your problem, and
it
he's
was-
not.
The rumor was, I should have said the whole thing. It was bringing Cam back and focusing the draft in the offseason to put more talent around him. Because
I mean, you guys need to do that. So
we
that
need to do
makes
it
sense.
anyway, but we might as well
Yeah.
draft a fucking quarterback in case Cam isn't it, and then we have somebody else there. I don't know.
Well, and you're also looking at the deal you're going to give him. He's not getting the deal that was.
Yeah,
reported,
exactly.
You know, so
No,
if
that
you're
would've
bringing him
happened,
back, it's
but,
going to
like,
be at a
we would've
discount, and
more
probably
talks
because
about
Coach Bill is a cool coach.
Little callback there. Nice.
Other rumors I saw, free agency rumors, 2 Bucks players, Shaq Barrett, Levante David, are expected to be gone. Going to be moving on in free agency.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want at the parade. Players want to get paid, and they deserve
Yep.
to. So they need to cash in whenever. They've got to.
And Shaq Barrett had a late start. He led the league in sacks the year before last. I mean, he's a good player, and he's probably going to net a good paycheck.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and
Talked
coming
about it
from
before,
that
Beach.
position too.
Get paid.
Yeah,
get
get
paid,
paid
fuck
in the NFL
loyalty.
because you got nothing else, dude.
Yeah, get the
mean,
bag.
It would be interesting to see if Godwin comes back because they still have so much talent at wide receiver that I don't know if I would allocate that money to him, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
They have so many weapons. They're going to bring back Brown on a cheap deal. Gronk is coming back. Evans is signed for long term. They already did that. So you already have those pieces. As we all know, that the killer Scotty Miller is probably coming back. So, you know,
Scotty
we'll
Miller's
see.
a stud.
Scotty Miller's a clown, but
Do not-
you know, it's
Do not
whatever.
besmirch Scotty Miller.
Yeah, I will though because he is kind of
Kill
a
him,
clown.
Miller.
But yeah. So I mean, it would be fun. It'd be interesting to see how many people actually come back. We know at the parade, Arians just seems like a badass. I want to hang out with Bruce Arians, but he was saying,
Mitch
"You're
wants to-
coming back, and you're coming back, and you're coming back, and we're all coming back."
Shout out Bruce Arians. You ever want a beer with the Stone Sports guys?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Bruce
right.
Arians.
I literally
he doesn't
said
drink. I think
yesterday.
he'll drink a scotch. But, yeah, he's
I
a
said
man.
yesterday, I love
Bruce
that dude.
Arians.
Yeah, I love that dude. He's
Oh,
just like
when they
awesome.
when they brought him in, when they brought him in, I was like, that's a great hire because
And no one has anything bad to say about him around the league. Everyone that's
He's
played for him
beloved.
loves him. All the analysts respect him. Like,
he got a late start. You know, he didn't start coaching until he took over the interim coach with the Colts, and then he got the Arizona job. But that's a pretty late start. I mean,
his BA initials stand for two things: badass and Bruce Arians.
I was wondering.
I knew where he was going. I was trying to think of something else to say to like set up the joke, but I didn't have enough time. Sorry, it's one of those days today. Anything else you want to talk about? Any other nonsense?
Seattle woman finds a kilo of coke in a crochet bag she bought at a flea market.
And she turned it into the cops?
Yeah.
What a square.
You gotta flip that shit.
Yeah, fucking ask Meech, man. He'll plug you in, dog.
Let's not get rumors started here. The only other thing
you been in Seattle recently?
Yeah, something fall off the back of a truck?
I will sell basically my soul for a certain amount of money and then just never be seen again. Because if I make that much money, I'm leaving. I'm not going to prison ever. So, like,
a kilo of coke ain't gonna get you that much money, bro.
Well, then it's not happening. I'm just saying, everyone has a price. And I'll go to a faraway island where no one can find me, and then I'll just be good.
Fuck yeah, dude. We'll start our own
And you
country.
have to focus on the fact that you have to go somewhere within the realm of possibility that does not extradite back to the U.S., and then we'll be good. So, yeah.
Stone Sportopia.
I got some
Sportopia, bro.
I got some friends who can plug you into where you really need to go to do that. So if it ever comes down to that, holler at your boy.
Shady-ass background. The last thing, the only other sports story I saw was golfers are wearing red shirts and black pants to honor Tiger on the current tournament right now.
Big up yourself, Tiger. Weird. Big up yourself, Tiger. We believe in you. Big up yourself. Hold tight.
You'll be standing on that shattered ankle soon. But as soon as you said that, Meech, I was like, he's just in a hospital.
Yeah, and he even transferred hospitals, which means he's stable at least. I mean, so like, I don't get
maybe maybe a pin. Or
maybe. I mean, it's a cool thing. It just feels like sometimes. I honestly feel like people were not expecting Kobe to go last year when he did, and so then when he did, they felt like they missed out. So now it's like preemptively like celebrating the hero.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
it could be that. It could be that. It could also be like, I mean, the truth is the ugly truth that we talked about on the last show is that it could be a career-ending injury for him. Very potentially it could be
pretty far done.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still like sad to see, I mean, it's one of the greats not play, Yeah. Especially if it's like
2 years
not on their own terms, like when they have to, retire because of injury.
I don't know.
That shit
it's
sucks.
Hard for me to feel bad for Tiger. I'm just gonna go out there and say
I'm not
Tiger.
saying that.
He makes golf interesting, but I don't feel bad for him, even if he can't ever play again.
Yeah, I mean, I just to me, it's like, it always sucks when like one of the great players of any game is gone, and it's not because they retired, it's because they got hurt. Like, that shit always just sucks as a fan of the sport,
Yeah, but like, especially because Tiger kind of strikes me as the guy who doesn't want to just play golf to play golf. Like, he strikes me as the kind of guy that wants to dominate, and if he's not dominating,
yeah, I can see that.
I don't think he's gonna go join the senior tour. Is basically
I don't think he will either. I don't
PGA or bust.
Yeah, or these special events that he does. Those anything where he feels like he's at the top of the game. I feel like he'll do. I don't think he. I mean, I think he loves golf because he was great at it. Reminds him of his father. A lot of things, but I don't know if he's one of those guys that can just casually go out there and play golf without wanting to.
Yeah, he's one of those like hyper competitive people. Right. A lot of the great athletes are that way. Yeah.
You have to be as successful as he's been.
But that's the thing I love about Wayne Gretzky is he seems to just be like the nicest human being in the world. Like, he's just chilling. Like, he seems to be just like happy to play hockey. Although, I mean, his career was basically ended because of an injury, which I have a funny story about, but I'll tell that another day. Anything else, boys? No? All right, let's get the hell out of here. Thanks for listening to this episode. Follow us on all the social medias. It's Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. It's all Stone Sports Podcast. I just had a seizure. Say goodbye, boys.
Deuces.
Lightest.